Yes, ma'am. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Students, we have with us Air Vice Marshal P.K. Sinha, sir. Sir is an aeronautical engineer in electronics, basically. He was commissioned on 14th February 1983 in IAF and is trained on MiG-21, MiG-23BN and Su-30 MK aircraft, ex-Russia, which is Russian. During 35 years of distinguished career, held various important field and staff appointment like senior technical officer of fighter sequence, commanding officer of 2 Air Force liaison establishment with HAL, and as Air Command head quoted appointment of Air Officer commanding of electronics warfare system of a premier base repair depot. As AVM, he held the prestigious post of Commandant of Software Development Institute at Bangalore. Before retirement on 30th September 2018, for 6 months, he worked with Aeronautical Development Establishment, that is DRDO, and looked after their aeronautical test range at Chitradurga as general manager. Post retirement since 3 October 18, he is working with BEL Center Research Laboratory as advisor. He is also a member of think tank called Center of Knowledge, so Virginity. He has done MTech in Laser Technical from IIT Kanpur and is a graduate of Defense Service Staff College, Wellington. He has also done courses on aerospace safety, nuclear orientation, defense procurement policy, independent director program, and is qualified on lean and engineering concepts from IIT Kharagpur. He is a recipient of Presidential Award Vishisht Seva Medal in January 2016. So now we hand over to sir. Please give your valuable knowledge to all of us. Very warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks. Am I audible, madam?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Loud and clear.
Yes,
Thank,
sir.
thanks to Gautam Buddha University, Dr. Vidushi, Dr. Nita madam, yourself, Priyanka madam. I don't know who all are the faculty, but I hope the students are from the info and contact, ma'am, or most of you.
So there are mixed students. There are students from industry also. There are people
Oh,
from
fantastic.
industry one or two, and then they are from students also. So they're
Okay.
mixed sort of an
So,
audience.
so good. So all the students, faculty of and students and the faculty of Gautam Buddha University. Very, very warm good evening to you all. Uh, I'll be speaking on national security threat that is emanating from social media. That is the main topic. But this is an unprecedented time. You all are aware. An invisible virus that becomes a living organism only when it infects the victim has almost paralyzed the whole world. You agree with that. And it has changed the behavior pattern of the entire mankind. It has given a reset to style of living, working, even the way we are communicating. Everything has gone a dramatic change. Therefore, the dependencies on the internet and smartphone, as today we are looking at it, as we are visualizing it, as we are experiencing it, has gone tremendously up. And this is a matter of big concern, my dear students of ICT and other engineering faculties. Be watchful. Your complete knowledge domain of the IT has potential. The information technology has very huge potential of being misused, abused, of course, along with the use. So, in today's talk, the first part, what I will do is I will tell you how to behave in this cyber world with proper cyber hygiene so that it's equivalent to COVID appropriate behavior. I will link them and then we'll go to the social media part. And be rest assured, what we are experiencing today, the COVID the Corona-19, this pandemic, it's not going to go so easily. Wave two, wave three, this will continue. It will continue till you are all vaccinated, till the whole world gets herd immunity, and the pandemic gets converted into endemic. How it has come, uh, in my opinion, it's a pure biological warfare unleashed by China. In fact, I had given a talk on this, and I had forwarded the link to Nita madam. Madam, you can forward this link in case the students are interested to know how this virus has come. But before that, let us talk about cyber hygiene. First and foremost important measure is what you all do. Social distancing. And social distancing, what is social distancing? How it is defined in, I'm correlating with the cyber world. Best defined by Japanese are to avoid three C's for to get as a preventive measure for virus. This is closed areas, avoid closed areas, avoid crowded space, avoid close contacts. Let's see. Closed areas is equivalent in cyber world. Avoid all the cyber cafe, all the places which is not trusted. The spaces, the areas which is not trusted, don't do any of your, especially the students, don't do any important your financial dealing, anything, because all these computers are highly infected. They have the keylogger virus. They can know your credentials, and it is your peril. Of course, you have to have a trusted firewall and a very good anti-updated antivirus patch, which you all must be doing, which you all are aware. And please remember, firewall just prevents, it's a gateway, but antivirus patch is very much required. Second C, crowded space. Never use any your personal thing or any your financial dealing again from a crowded space. That means Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi. Don't use railway wala, airport wala. Don't use, because this is very very dangerous. It's not trusted. It's not secure. Use always for if you are working and working from home. Use that virtual private network VPN. End to end, these are encrypted and well guarded. And if you are in the university, it's recommended that if you have got internet, that intranet for your LAN for your university, that should be isolated. Air gap should be maintained, physical. If not, then of course you have to have a trusted firewall. But this is very important. And the last C is the close contact. Don't come in touch. Don't do any handshaking with unknown person in the cyber world. Most dangerous thing. If you are not knowing the URL, if you are not knowing the site, don't venture into it. Please, you have to hide behind your, because I will come to that mask part, but this is very dangerous because bait is being thrown to you. You are being lured when somebody sends you, somebody asks you that you have won uh, lottery of so much, or आपके पास इतना पैसा आ गया है, and then these are bait. The moment you use it, your whole, if you are using from your smartphone, the virus will sit, and there is crawling APIs, and all your personal data will be stolen away, and then any fraud can be committed. Always, if you want to do the banking this thing, please use HTTPS, hypertext transfer protocol, most safe. These are the transport led security, the communication and the information technology people must be understanding it. So we have to be very very careful. There is a bait, there is a phishing. This is called phishing, and hackers are there to take your data. Your personal data can be monetized and can be done many things for that. We'll see how once we go in the social media domain. So please, if you are not knowing any URL site, don't click. Think before you click. The second most after social distancing is the mask. This is very important. And in my opinion, this mask you should continue not next year. It should you should make it habit, because what is being predicted is that every 6 7 years we will be infected by some virus. Some virus, yes. We had SARS-1, we had MERS, the Mediterranean virus in Middle East. We had Middle East virus. Then we had Ebola, Nipah, Zika. All these viruses are infecting this world, and all these viruses are inhaled and then it goes inside. So the best thing is mask. Mask जरूरी है. There is no doubt in that. Please, whenever you go, I'm not saying कि अपने आप घर में अकेले, but whenever you go in the crowded in the market area, please wear the mask. And then another thing is, which is very important, is that you have to have your in cyber world. You have to hide behind the mask. Mask is your password, unbreakable password. The passwords are, if you paraphrase it, complex 8-digit number. And today, not only this thing, password, but we call MFA, multi-factor authentication methods are being used. Biometric devices, face recognition, thumb impression, and OTP. If you go in ATM, apart from your password, they will send you OTP. It is being reconfirmed, reassured that you are the person who is doing the financial dealing properly. It's very important. Don't take it lightly. And the third important COVID appropriate behavior is hand wash. That means whenever you touch any unknown surface, you have to sanitize it, your hand with soap. And in cyber world, it's antivirus tools. Update them with your laptop, your computer frequently. Patch updates are must, because this is the only way you can be ahead of the hackers, and all the vulnerabilities of software can be can be again can be addressed. So having seen this part, the cyber hygiene, now we go to the most important domain which I want to apprise you all. And you all are using. Today we have got 4 billion people using smartphones, social media, and about 55% Indians, 55 crore se zyada, they are using WhatsApp. So you can understand the problem, the gravity of this media usage. Because, and why we are using it? A, the messages can be instantaneous. It is instantaneous. You say that the message has gone viral again from the virus. The virus infects as many as people which in come contact. This messages can go instantly to everybody. Second, easy to use, very handy, cost wise very cheap. Everybody can afford it. But the danger is that it has been weaponized. It can be used for your internal and external security. It is becoming a threat. It can impact the strategic security interests of the country. And students of information technology should be aware that components of information warfare, very important, are cyber war. You are aware of this. Cyber war, you know the adversaries, our very good friend in the north, they keep doing it. They target your strategic assets, your defense, your railway, communication, power sector, energy sector, health sector, and they want to bring down so that you economically you crash. And that's the main backbone of the country. In fact, in 2019, D-track malware was sent from North Korea for our Kundakulam nuclear reactor. In October 20, suspected cyber attack was there on Mumbai power sector, and confirmed cyber attack in March 2021 was on Air India that affected 4.5 million customers. What do? They take the data, personal data of your the customers. We'll see what they do thereafter. So cyber war is one part of this whole domain. And then come cyber terrorism. Social media is being used by terror organization for propaganda, for radicalization, for asking you to get affiliated for one cause, one, and that cause can be destructive, damaging, creating riot, mayhem, impacting the national security, the social fabric. And then there is a cybercrime. Cybercrime, of course, most of the cybercrime is financial in the nature, the fraud, identity theft, embezzlement of money, all these things are done there. And this you are aware. And most of the banks, by the way, because of the RBI guidelines, they store your personal data, your sensitive data in the server of which is lying in the your in India. The data sovereignty is being used, data location is being used, and they are there. So it is not going outside the India, but still we have to be very careful when you are using this because there are criminals, and these criminals what they do is they get connected with the terrorist group, and then the misuse starts. That is the problem as far as the national security is concerned. And then the most dangerous thing which we are seeing in this world is cyber manipulation. There are three types of cyber manipulation. Fake news. You send a girl picture getting who has been uh, very badly bruised by the bombing and project that it has happened in JNK. When you do the fact check, you find it's from the Syria. But somebody has created this and somebody has made viral and a riot is ensued. Fake narrative aim is to spread wrong information for your cause, for your damaging cause, not good cause, ideological cause. And what you do is you give twist to this whole narrative. You take partial truth, or in fact twist it so badly, the whole narrative becomes anti-national. And nowadays, in the name of freedom of speech, human rights, civil society, all such organizations, NGOs are doing this. And recently, 2 years before, the Twitter did, they took the blood money from pro Khalistani group and started spreading in the name of freedom for Khalistan, free rights for Khalistan. This is the, you all are aware. You all are aware what Twitter does. We had a fight with them. We'll talk subsequently. And then this false propaganda. It is you being used without damaging, without firing a bullet, you damage the national fabric of the whole country. This is what the thing. And this this propaganda can also be misused by the political parties. Cambridge Analytica happened in our election 2019. Facebook did this. They did the profile checking. They found out who can be lured for voting one particular party. America used it. Everybody uses it. This is the danger. So what is the solution? Solution is you should be aware of all these pitfalls so that you don't get trapped. Be aware that somebody is sending you 80 time 80% is fake news, fake narratives. Don't get don't get passionate about that thing and do always fact check. That is very important. And one more important thing, I will just run down the names that these are being done through social engineering, what we call social engineering tactic. This is attack. This is not a virus attack, not software vulnerability, but it takes human error into consideration, human weakness into consideration. There is something called baiting. If you are interested in some sort of movie, somebody will drop on video or a DVD or a dongle or your flash tube, anything, and you find it interesting. You plug in your laptop and the malicious site and the malware infect, and that's all. Pre-texting, they will take you slowly, slowly. They friend you. Please understand, especially students, don't get involved in the cyber world. It's a virtual world. You don't know. You can't trust anybody in the cyber world. It's a very, very dangerous world. You don't know. Somebody is posing. Somebody is imposter. Somebody is sitting behind the mask. Please, there is a wishing. There is smishing with SMS message. There is a honey trap, honey pot, water holotek. All this thing you can go through the Google and you can see the social engineering attack. You have to be aware of this. Therefore, you can be very much careful about the whole aspect, the whole drama. In fact, what we had done last year, there was a strategy to deal with national security threat emanating from social media. A paper was written, and you must have heard the name of Sri Vineet Goenka. He was Goenka ji was in the initial inaugural session, and with him we all team met, and this was given to the Minister of State of MITI that time, Mr. Sanjay Dhotre. And there we said, ki, who all are the players of this social media space and what are their, apart from monetization, apart from the commercial gains, what is more worrisome is your hostile intention. That attacks, and that is main danger. If you remember last year, Zenhua Data Infotech, a Chinese company, was involved in data mining 2.4 million people database all over the world, and a lot of Indians, a lot of high-ranking officials, businessmen, tycoons, everybody's data was stolen. So, A, they do the profiling. B, they can sell your likes. See, students should be aware. You always start in Facebook, like and dislike. Your personality can be read, can be decoded through your likes and dislikes. And accordingly, and you've seen the AI being used. You today you all have experience. Though bar you see one site and you will be flooded by that site. The ML is there, the machine learning is being used. So in cyber world, you are under watch all the time. And your smartphone is one of the most dangerous tools. The APIs can be stolen, and your cameras, your mic can be taken control of. Even it is in switch mode, your talk can be heard by somebody who is interested in you. It's the most dangerous. कभी लेके मत सोना. Avoid it because you have to go a long way. You should be aware of all these things and take it very seriously because once you get trapped, you can get trapped in very sinister, criminal, or anti-national activities. That is the main issue, main problem. So what I will do is, I will just see, I will just try to collate and give you the information. Who all are the players of this social media space? और क्या खेल खेलते हैं? Kind of games this people play. Social media में who all are there in social media? A, the social media provider. We call it intermediary. They are not publisher. That means Facebook or Twitter. They are saying कि हम we are not publisher. We are not responsible to the content. Content is being sent by the people, and they are the people. The people only give the content. हम कुछ नहीं करते हैं. But it is wrong. Twitter is biased, biased towards the left ideology, biased towards whosoever pays money, biased towards any organization who give them money. And this you have seen, and that's why the government of India went behind them and brought a new guidelines and asked them to have their contact officer, nodal officer, grievance addressing officer. They asked for, and now they have complied. So after that fight, so this is these people are those because intermediary they were not under any law, but after becoming after this new guidelines which has come in 2021, They are now, they can be held responsible. They have to behave in certain fashion. These are the one people who can commercialize. And what happens, they give your location, they give your every data. And your location is one thing very dangerous. If you're a defense personnel, they will come to know कि how many people are there at finger 8 and finger 4 and in the Ladakh kitne log hain. And then your strength can be decoded. That's why the defense forces has banned smartphones, normal smartphones. So this is very, very dangerous. And then in this technological companies, there is another group which is ISP, Internet Service Providers. They are the one who they are the gateway. They get all this various apps and various facilities, network, uh, uh, your facilities. They only provide, and these people only are the gateway, so they can ban this apps which is being streamed from some other location or other state or other country. For example, we did ban 59 first in the initial go 59 apps of the Chinese apps. So we asked, well, how will you do it? You ask this internet service providers, "Okay, please ban it. You have your UTM, you have your policies in place, and don't let it streamed inside India." So that can be done. So these are very important player, and these players government use them for doing to stop antisocial or to find out terrorist location or to criminal activities. So these are the two company technological company players. They are the social media provider who like Facebook, Twitter, and WhatsApp group, and another is internet service provider. And now comes we, the individuals. Now, individuals are the one who, like you and me, people are unaware of the smartphone. I said, your location, people go, hotel mein baithe hain, thak, main yahan pe hu. Now, remember, if somebody has got malafide intention, he will come to know where you are. Don't get into all these things. Don't, until unless you are meeting a family or who hai location, please avoid. And that's why this privacy law which has been brought, this all this, these are personal data, and then clause has been brought. Okay, will you give access to mic, will you give access to, and then they make cookies are the software which is in, not a virus but something which does like virus. It gives the permission, and then it crawls to your at the seventh layer of the OSI, open system architecture, which is there on the computers and the smartphones. There it sits, and there it takes control of the all the apps. It can go to any app, so it goes to mic and switch on the mics. So this is very dangerous thing. So please be aware whenever you do give the permission through the cookies of your place of location or place of cameras or photo and selfies one of the most dangerous thing. They will tell many things, so be aware. And then of course government agencies also can misuse the social media. You all are well aware. I don't have to reflect. Pegasus is under storm because of this. There can be authoritarian country like China misuses their whole population. They exploit their data. Mass surveillance can be done. So these are the dangerous government agencies through smartphone. So social media again. And then comes the most dangerous players, that those are the hostile players. Who all are they? The foreign states. They don't like it. They don't like India. For example, we had abrogation of Article 370. We declared CA in JNK, and this fake narrative was being built up in Malaysia, in Turkey, and they started communicating the way that there is a mayhem in JNK. Fake news started getting viral, and that's why we stopped Chinese app, because all had potential of. So these are the misuse by the foreign states, a state which is not interested in the progress of your country of India. And then these are the states which are in a way not always hostile but become hostile because of your ideological disease. So we call it foreign states. And then there are known hostile states like our friend Pakistan, our friend China, and they in fact, what China did last year, they, with the help of friend Prime Minister of Nepal, Elisa, they started getting propagating that Ayodhya is in Nepal. Ramchandra was born in Ayodhya, or in Nepal. So all such historical, cultural misuse they do. Half of the time, the cultural war is fought by on the money of this Chinese because of what client politicians, the politicians who get big जाते हैं, or some they bribe the babus, your administratives, people, and of course you have got media today. Media is one of the most बिकी हुई चीज. You know कि किस पार्टी का क्या देखना है, and you can switch on the TV and you will have the news. Today, we are living in a divided world, bombarded by information, misinformation. So it is you who have to be very, very judgmental about what we are doing. Perception management is all the time is happening. ठीक है, perception management for your personal uplift, ठीक है, but beyond certain thing, and when it starts being used for anti-national activities, becomes very dangerous. And then there are non-state actors like in Pakistan, the ISIS, the jihadi forces, which is the main problem of uh, doing all terrorist activities. They have got cell, they can activate them. The logistics supply can be given to them through social media. Things can be coordinated. A riot can be coordinated. Um, while your any agitation can be coordinated by through social media. It's become so dangerous too. And then there are honey traps. People impose as a lady, as a girl, and for especially the defense forces, gullible people, soldiers, they promising sexual favors. You can trap them, and they get trapped. This is the sad part. So I have just listed out. These are the things we are as a country. We are inching towards legal framework. We have IT Act 2000 2008, and then we initiated personal data protection bill, which Madam Lekhi, Meenakshi Lekhi, still debated it. Still, it has not become the law. These have to become law as early as, because your privacy is very much in danger. This can be protected by this PDP, private bill. Then this personal data protection bill, that is also there. That is also again pending. RBI guidelines, of course, is there, and recently the intermediary guidelines for digital and media ethics code rule 2021 has come. But all this needs to be implemented. Then you will be at least aware, and you have mechanism of redressal. Somebody can address your grievances. Somebody can help you. Of course, all the police stations have got now cyber cell and trying, but this is a big problem and mammoth problem in case of for the national security. And we have a plethora of agencies which are dealing with this whole um, issue. There is a National Security Council Secretariat, there is National Information Board, National Cyber Coordination Center, there is National Crisis Management Committee, there is Ministry of Home Affairs through Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center called I4C. Then Ministry of Defense has got defense cyber agencies. बहुत तेरे खिलाड़ी हैं, बहुत तेरे लोग हैं, and MITI, you have got DOT, you have got CERT India, that is called Computer Emergency Response Team. These are there. We still need a overall overarching agency, एक आदमी responsible for this whole ambit, because it has started and it is going to be a big menace in the end. What I will say that in this pandemic, we are digitally, we have been connected. Of course, as far as the connectivity is concerned, it has gone tremendously high, but we are vulnerable. Please understand this. And cyber attack or all this thing will happen because it's a rat and mouse game. कोई ना कोई आगे cat and mouse game, कोई ना कोई आगे बढ़ता रहेगा. Today you have some protection measures, somebody will find uska solution and then go. So what is required is uh, resilience in the system. Rapid response should be there. Recovery is fast, and then you restructure it. And most important thing, university like you, students like you, should go out, train the people, do exercises, be vigilant. That is the need of the hour. Thank you very much. Thank you, madam. I've completed. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. 100%. Yes, there is a very much need, especially because the students that, in fact, this Chinese. I will just elaborate 2 minutes, ma'am. Chinese, they have introduced a lot of loan, easy loan giving apps. So, and in most of the farmers, आप उस पर apply कर दो and just within seconds your bank will be credited with 10,000 rupees loan. And then they have the gundas here, these Chinese companies, and they go after recovering. And there have been a lot of spate of suicides, especially in Telangana and this is one part, this financial fraud. Then the sex part, there is another racket going on. So all this media is being used by the people, gullible people, and in fact, kids. If you give them, so there are games where these kids can buy tank for 1,000 rupees, for 10,000 rupees, and they keep buying because without realizing, and they know the password. Mummy papa ka phone hai, and the money starts going out. लाख लाख रुपया लोगों का गया मैम. So this is very dangerous. So you should be aware. You have to regulate. You have to tell them and educate them. Educate them. Education is the best thing. This should not be there, and they should be given a very strict timing. That, in fact, I will add. I'll just 1 minute. I will add here, ma'am. One very interesting thing which China has done. China has, and this is appreciable. What they have done is this. आपके यहाँ बायजू जैसा educated this companies are there. They have banned such companies. They have asked these companies to listen. You don't teach more than 8 hours a day, and no teaching after 9 o'clock or after in the evening after 5 o'clock. So all regulation is there. These regulations is required. Otherwise, today the kids, poor kids, they are made to sit in front of the phone or in iPad or laptop. 8 ghanta, 9 ghanta. In this, we have to come out of this thing, and then misuse happens. That is the more thing. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. As we are developing soon and we are in the phase of developing, so many free apps and free services are introduced on the internet, which I think that many of the India's population is not able to buy the premium subscription and much more. So people prefer to tend toward the free subject. So what are the views on that about you?
These are something of regulation, something again. All this का सबका जवाब एक ही है कि you have to educate people, and that's what China is doing. China is regulating all this thing, and they're asking कि भाई आप पैसा इस पर नहीं बना सकते। ऑल दिस एजुकेशन बायजूस ऐप एंड ऑल दिस ऐप ना, वो सब मना कर रहे हैं, बोल रहे हैं कि इस पर आप कम से कम पैसा लो, जितना लागत लगती है उतना लो। दिस But in a democracy, this is very difficult proposition. We are going. You are asking a regulatory technical इसका solution नहीं है. I can't give you technical solution because the moment I say कि नहीं है, ऐसा ऐप नहीं बनना चाहिए, then it becomes a problem. तो बनना है, अच्छा है, अब क्या affordability होना चाहिए, कैसे देना चाहिए? These are the matter of things. See, we are government has started using the social media in a very nice way. Your distribution system, jan dhan and aadhaar and your mobile thing, इससे क्या हुआ है, the किसानों को पैसा subsidies money is going directly without any middleman, you all know, और इससे फायदा हो रहा है. So there are a lot of advantages. GIS geospatial layers का applications and all this, these are helping a lot. It's good. Regulatory mechanism should be there, consensus should be there. एक तो यहाँ पे you start one good thing, तो 10 लोग खींचने वाले हैं, बोलने वाले हैं. So we are in democracy. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. In fact, you have taken out a lot of time of yours. I know it was for you, it had been very hectic running from your office and joining in over here. But we are really elated to have you over here, and we look forward that you will be, continuing this association which you have formed today with Gautam Buddha University with our
Definitely.
students, and we will look forward to seeing you more often now.
Definitely, ma'am. At your service, anytime.
Thank
Thank
you, everybody.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
I
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
thank you. Thanks, very everybody. Thanks.